Hey yo, E-Kings Fight News. Carl Froch had a little Twitter interaction with Ashley Theophane, former fighter, actually out of the UK, and under the Mayweather banner. Ashley Theophane said peak versus peak, Carl Froch would beat GENNADY Golovkin. He said Carl Froch was a great fighter at 168, and GGG Golovkin, borderline great middleweight, never really fought anybody above 160 pounds. What makes you think he could beat Carl Froch? Let's talk about it, man. E-King Fight News. We got more on this. All right, guys. So who would have won this one? Carl Froch versus GENNADY Triple G Golovkin at 168 pounds. Carl Froch apparently wants to open that debate again. Let's talk about it, man. E-King Fight News. All right, so according to Ashley Theophane, you can't compare Carl Froch to Triple G. It would be disrespectful to Carl Froch. Man, what do you guys think about that, man? Carl Froch infamously knocked out former super middleweight champion George Groves. Same guy. You know, George Groves beat up on a lot of guys. One of the first guys to beat Chris Eubanks. One of the first guys to beat James DeGale. Right? Him and James DeGale had a UK dust-up that had George Groves come out ahead. And after that, you know, he fought some guy. He fought, if I'm not mistaken, he also fought, did he not fight light heavyweight Badu Jack? He fought Badu Jack as well. I believe that was a draw. But George Groves, you know, fought. He ended up doing very well in the World Boxing Super Series where he beat Chris Eubank Jr. And then he ended up losing to Callum Smith, right? So, and this is after being knocked out by Carl Froch in Wembley, 80,000 people. It was lit, you know. Carl Froch had a great career. Let's keep it real. His only two defeats, to my memory, were the Mikkel Kessler, which was avenged, and he lost to Andre Ward, which was, who can beat Andre Ward at super middleweight? Let's be real. He was undefeated at 168. So, he only lost to the best of the best. Meanwhile, GENNADY Golovkin, he's out here getting his ass whooped by Canelo Alvarez. This is a guy that moved up from 154. Has GENNADY Golovkin fought a real middleweight? Oh yeah, Danny Jacobs damn near got his ass whooped by Danny Jacobs. Close fight. A lot of people thought that could have gone either way. I probably had it a point for Golovkin, but it is what it is, you know. When fights are that close, maybe you give a slight edge to the champion. That was a unification fight, if I'm not mistaken. Danny Jacobs had the IBF, but you know what? I've never rated GENNADY Golovkin as a pound-for-pound fighter. I never have. I've always looked at his style. He's kind of a straight up and down, come forward with the jab. But he's right in line to get hit. And I never respected the fact that he never fought a guy like an Erislandy Lara, who called him out, who's another guy from 154 pounds that wanted that fight desperately. And he didn't give it to him. And I get that, you know, a guy like Carl Froch, you know, big mouth. This guy talks a lot. And he talks a lot of shit, too. Because when it came to the Andre Ward fight, man, he's still bitter about losing to Andre Ward. But you know damn right, Triple G was never in a rush to get in the ring at super middleweight with Carl Froch. He never really was. You know, and the problem with that is this was a guy that was marketed. All his managers, all his trainers himself was saying, I can, hey, guys, I'm the best from 154 to 175. That's what he said. I remember him fighting this dude named Protzka, and Max Kellerman said, you're willing to go up to 175 and fight the likes of, the best guys out there? Gennady Golovkin wanted all the smoke back in the day. But he really just wanted to stay at 160 without talking all that shit. He just wanted, and meanwhile, he hasn't moved up in weight yet. And this is from 5-6 years ago. So this guy has never moved up in weight, yet he's supposed to be on the pound for pound list. Yet he's the most avoided guy. Meanwhile, man, in this day and age of boxing, everybody ducks. Everybody got somebody they be ducking. That's the thing. So when Golovkin was coming up, he wanted to fight Martinez. Martinez wanted to fight the big names. Golovkin wanted to fight Martinez. Golovkin couldn't fight Martinez. He couldn't fight Cotto because the big names said, this guy hasn't fought nobody. So Golovkin was only marketing the fact that, okay, I'm willing to move up. And then guess what happened? Andre Ward called him out, pulled his whole card, and Golovkin said, hey, Andre, 164. He said, Andre, let's fight at 164. All of a sudden, he didn't want to go to 168. And this guy is the guy that wanted to smoke with Carl Froch. Funny. But that fight never materialized as well. And Ashley Theophane, this is what Ashley Theophane had to say. All right, so former British champion Ashley Theophane, peak versus peak, I picked Carl Froch to beat Gennady Golovkin. You can't compare Carl Froch to Triple G. It's disrespectful. Carl Froch was a gangster who fought in dudes' hometowns. What makes you think Triple G beats Froch? And those of you Triple G fans, I mean, I got love for you guys, but yo, what makes you think he could beat a guy like Carl Froch? A guy who completely dismantled Arthur Abraham, who has a similar style. A guy who knocked out George Groves, who probably would have given Triple G a very tough fight. You know? A guy who beat up on Mikkel Kessler the second time, who also would have given Triple G a run for his money. I mean, these are all facts. Triple G never beat a legit super middleweight nor a light heavyweight. So it is what it is. I mean, in my opinion, will Triple G get into a Hall of Fame? He probably will. Maybe it's unwarranted, but he probably will. For being a quote-unquote great middleweight. But that's all it's predicated on. You know, he never moved up in weight, and he could never really definitively beat Canelo Alvarez. And there's a third fight coming up. There's a good chance Triple G may get stopped in that one. In my opinion, there's a very good chance. But let me know what you guys think. He's got a fight coming up against who? Y'all tell me who he's fighting next. Y'all tell me. And make sure you put in the pronunciation. See King Fight News, guys. Oh, it's Kamil Surmata. Man, let me know what you guys think, man. Peace. I'm out.